Jensen and Danneel Ackles are bringing a supernatural prequel to the CW. The CW is working on a prequel to Supernatural that would tell the story of John and Mary Winchester, with Jensen and Danneel Ackles executive producing. Get the details. You didn't think the Winchesters would really stay away from the CW for long, did you? Supernatural It's on its way to a return in the form of a prequel series, produced by none other than Jensen Ackles and his wife and occasional Supernatural co-star, Danneel Ackles. According to Deadline, the series would be called The Winchesters, and tells the oft-referenced story of John and Mary Winchester. Played in the original series by Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Samantha Smith. Jensen will reprise his role as Dean Winchester to narrate the new story, which is being written by former Supernatural co-executive producer Robbie Thompson. Before Sam and Dean, there was John and Mary, reads the show description. Told from the perspective of narrator Dean Winchester. The Winchesters is the epic, untold love story of how John met Mary and how they put it all on the line to not only save their love, but the entire world. After Supernatural wrapped its 15th season, we knew it wasn't over. Because like we say in the show, nothing ever really ends, does it? Jensen said in a statement to Deadline. When Danneel and I formed Chaos Machine Productions. We knew the first story we wanted to tell was the story of John and Mary Winchester, or rather the supernatural origin story. I always felt like my character, Dean, would have wanted to know more about his parents' relationship and how it came to be. So I love the thought of having him take us on this journey. Fans of Supernatural will know John and Mary's story fairly well, since much of the show was focused on Sam and Dean's complicated feelings about their parents. Mary was a hunter who retired to start a family, only to be killed by a demon when Sam, Jared Padalecki, was just 6 months old. She got resurrected 33 years later and then killed again, but that's not really relevant. Her husband John, who had no idea his wife was a former supernatural monster hunter, then became a hunter in order to get revenge. And raised Sam and Dean to be hunters as well. He disappeared when the boys were in their 20s, and thus began the show Supernatural. Fans of Supernatural may also remember that the series ended with Dean dying during a hunt, but it's unclear if Dean will now be narrating the story of his parents from heaven. Supernatural has attempted 2 spin-offs before, but neither one moved forward. Wayward Sisters followed a group of women who had been orphaned by supernatural tragedy as they trained to become monster hunters. And the other, called Bloodlines, would have explored the monster and hunter cultures in Chicago.